If you purchase this fast performance coil from us for your electronic ignition conversion, it's going to come with a few extra parts, and I want to explain. You know, you're going to get the correct resistor here with a screw to mount it probably somewhere on the inner fender panel. You know, it's not critical where you mount this, but you want to probably mount it within, 8 to 12 inches of the coil just for easy access. Then you're going to get this additional wire and these additional terminal connectors, because the factory doesn't send this with the coil. They send this wire, which of course one end, this terminal can screw on to either one of these posts on the coil, but how's it going to go onto this resistor? The ballast resistor has plug-in tabs, not screws or nuts. So we provide these connectors here to slide on to the ballast resistor, and we provide a couple extra round terminals that you can use whether you're connecting them to the coil or someplace else. And then of course a couple slice connectors here. I'm going to use this wire to go from the coil to the ballast resistor. Then I'll use part of this wire which will connect to the wire coming from the key. You want to make sure you get a full 12 volts. Bypass your older or remove the old ballast resistors on your car. Use a voltmeter and find the true 12 volt power source for ignition coming from the key, and the one end will go on here. So you can see I just mocked this up for you so you can understand how this wiring works. It's very simple. You're going to need a wire stripper and crimping tool to attach these new terminals. But look what I've done here. I've used the crimper and the wire to connect these two spade push-on connectors. Now remember, it doesn't matter which one goes to which end. You can have either one. And I did a wire from the positive, this is the positive terminal on the coil, to one side of the ballast resistor. And then from the other side of the ballast resistor, I just connected a butt connector, and this is going to go over and connect to the hot wire coming from the key directly, full 12 volts. You're going to bypass all those other transistorized and ballast resistor components on your old bands, and you're going to go direct to the key source right there. Okay, you got a couple extra terminals left over. Let me show you a little tip if you're crimping or splicing this smaller either 16 or 18 gauge wire. Most of these blue terminals are designed for wire a little bit bigger, but you can still use the smaller wire if you do this. Most will just come in and come back about, a quarter of an inch, strip off the wire, and then put it on the terminal or the connector and crimp it. The problem is, because the wire is so small and it's just a straight wire, it can loosen up and come out. So what I do is I go about 3/8 of an inch, close to half, peel back the insulation, then I twist the wire, and then what I do is I bend about 1/3 of it over and back. Now I've got a bigger wire, so when I push it on, it goes on tight, and when I crimp it, the tendency for it to come out is really negated. So that's the way you want to do it if you're dealing with thin wire and blue terminals. According to the instructions included with the electronic ignition, you connect the yellow wire to the negative post, and there you have it. You have a solid 12 volts to the ballast resistor. You have the correct resistance in this unit here, and you have the proper no resistance coil here, which is going to give you the highest performance spark, and you'll be amazed at how well this will work on your electronic ignition.